Hello, I'm notyourusualZero, and welcome to Let's Play Ratchet and Clank. A 2002 platformer game made by, guess who? Sony, who you may have known for making Spyro the Dragon, at least the first 3 games on the PlayStation. So this is what they've been up to afterwards on the PlayStation 2. New tech, what do? Let's continue platforming, but with guns. Lots and lots of guns. And don't worry, it only gets better from here. So what will you find in Ratchet and Clank? Well, let's see. It's a platformer with a focus on gunplay. But not just guns, you got like other special miscellaneous weapons. So I guess it's more fitting to say it's a lot of goofy guns, as opposed to something hardcore like maybe Shadow the Hedgehog, which, as far as I'm aware, takes its guns seriously, except for maybe the Chow launcher. But yeah, you'll be playing Ratchet and Clank with the mindset of a shooter, possibly. But you'll also be platforming more of the time. Considering how this game plays, you'll probably be doing much more platforming than anything else. Because this is the first, game in the series, obviously. But it's a bit rough. Like I think I've played much more better Ratchet and Clank games. I played ones that don't feel nearly as good, but this is a special one. It feels different, yet actually, feels good to play. Despite how rough it is, but that's, I guess, first game syndrome. Just, the games don't exactly gel well the first time. But just what happens, really. But you may be wondering, this game, how will you enjoy watching it? Well, I don't know, why would you watch me? But then again, if you're here, I guess you might as well stick around if I don't screw up too much. Who knows, maybe I will. But I do edit this heavily. At least I'm judging from my timeline here in Sony Vegas, I didn't edit a lot of this first part. But again, it's not like it's really hard to begin with, so... Oh yes, it's where we start. This should give you a brief idea of where to begin with this game.
Final step, attach robotic ignition system. Thank you for using help desk technology.
So welcome to Plant Velden. Well, from what we can tell here, apparently I'm messing with the menu. Because I don't like my camera options, apparently. I even kept the help disc on. So what does that mean? Well, I guess I'm not the only commentator here. But anyway, enjoy the sights.
Welcome to the Gadgetron Help Desk. We are here to offer you advice during your interplanetary travels. The Help Desk is a free service provided by Gadgetron Corporation.
So yep, we got the help desk. So if you don't want me to explain anything, or if you're playing the game yourself, you can have this nice little nifty Gadgetron helper to tell you what to do. Okay, it doesn't exactly act like a walkthrough, it just basically acts as a tutorial. You know, how do you play the game, basically. So, yeah, the way the game controls. I guess there's nothing wrong with it here. I mean, yeah. And as you can see here, that toad just took a chunk of health off. And I just lost some health. Like 1/4. And those blue sparkling things, they're called nanotech. We'll find out more about them later. And as you can see here, these enemies are pretty basic. I only took a hit there deliberately just to show that off. So yeah, if you actually legitimately get killed by them, you might want to reevaluate how you play video games. And as you see here, I'm collecting bolts.
You can interrupt help desk messages by pressing the triangle button. To disable help desk messages, please select options from your pause menu.
Alright, I didn't realize I could be pressed by the triangle button, but whatever. Anyway, yes, bolts. You know how money makes the world go around? It'll make your world go around here in this game. So you better collect as many as you can. Like, this isn't some game where they get you, you know, lives. No. You'll find out more sooner.
You just picked up nanotech. Whenever you sustain injury, let Gadgetron's patented nanotech system rebuild your body from the inside out.
Yes, this is a good time to make your Metal Gear Rising jokes. Right here. I'm not doing it because that's way too obvious, but here you go. So yeah, what we got here is crates. So if you thought not Ratchet Clank, we're already playing it right now, but Crash Bandicoot. That's the progenitor of crates for Wumpa fruits, but now they hold bolts. So if you're playing this game, that's the one thing you'll break more than the enemies will. This is a lot of crates. Now watch out, we got a new robot here. And notice that's how I pull up a weapon ring? That's how you select your weapons. And we already have one right by default, a bomb. You know, just a simple little bomb, or bomb glove. As you can see here, there's a very interesting conflict here. And the toad being very grateful will eat you. That's nice. So yes, as you can tell, these robots are not very competent at their job.
Use your bomb glove. Press the circle button to equip it, and the circle button again to fire. You can also use it in first person by holding down the L1 button.
Well, that would be useful if the advice came as soon as that robot appeared, because that is what you're supposed to use on those enemies, is the bomb glove, to teach you about range. I only know this because I looked up a bit of the developer's commentary some while back. That's actually the only thing I remember at the moment. Yeah, luckily your range is way bigger than theirs, so enjoy it. So yeah, we're about to come up to our destination here. Enjoy the next few cutscenes. I'm sure you have realized the lack of voice acting here, but maybe you'll finally get some of it. Yep, look at this flaming wreck. By the way, do not think about what's coming up right ahead. It's not important at all, trust me.
Interesting.
Yay!
You're quite handy with your wrench.
You bet. I built that ship with it.
Currently, I'm in search of someone who could be of assistance in saving the solar system. Do you know where I might find that fellow?
Well, he's on the radio every week. Other than that, no. Hey, what's with all this save the solar system stuff anyway?
Hello, citizens of... My race, the Blog, have a small problem. Our planet has become so polluted, overpopulated, and poisonous that we are no longer able to dwell here. But I, Chairman Drek, have a solution. We are constructing a pristine new world using the choicest planetary components available. So, what does this mean to you, you might ask? Using highly sophisticated technology, which you couldn't possibly understand, we will be extracting a large portion of your planet and adding it to our new one. Unfortunately, this change in mass will cause your planet to spin out of control and drift into the sun, where it will explode into a flaming ball of gas. But, of course, sacrifices must be made. Thank you for your cooperation.
Cut!
And if you don't like it, you can take your whiny, sniveling, snot-nosed populations, form a line behind me, and kiss my... We're still on? Well, turn it off, you idiot!
The people on those planets are hosed. Well, good luck getting Captain Quark to help you.
Actually, you could help me. If you could use your ship to take me to the coordinates contained in this infobot, I might be able to gather further information there.
Even if I wanted to, I can't. I'm missing a crucial component of the ship.
The robotic ignition system.
How did you know that?
I, sir, happen to be equipped with the latest in robotic ignition systems. My programming allows me to start any ship I choose.
So, I agree to take you to this wherever it is, and you get my ship started for me?
That is what I'm proposing.
Deal.
This could be a problem. Take care of it.
Whoa, this is great! So that's where I've been stuck this whole time.
Please return your appendages to the steering mechanism, sir.
Huh? Oh, right. Sorry. Oh, and by the way, you could stop calling me sir. The name's Ratchet.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, sir.
You got a name?
My serial number is V54296.
Oops. I'll just call you Clank for short. Hang on.
So you see, it would be most beneficial if your citizens were not in the city when my workers begin removing it.
Preposterous! I will not stand for this.
Unfortunately, you have no choice in the matter.
Let's just see what Captain Quark has to say about that, my good man. I don't see what's so funny. Captain Quark could dispatch you without even breaking a sweat, you puny...
You have now officially worn out your welcome and my patience.
This is your last chance. Stop this madness now!
Okay, wait. You're right. I will withdraw my troops.
Really?
No! He's all yours, gentlemen. Try not to leave any marks.
Clank? Where are you? Oh, sorry about that. Well, we're not leaving the way we came in.
Perhaps we could procure a ship from one of the inhabitants.
If there are any left.
So, this is our duo, Ratchet and Clank. Only problem is, one part of the duo is entirely useless. So actually, it's just more like Ratchet. Like the whole entire Clank part can just be...
I got some great bargains for you today.
So yeah, this is the vendor. I can't afford anything. Except more bomb glove ammo, I guess. But here's a trick. Don't even bother buying ammo. These crates here are more than enough. In fact, early game, do not even bother with the Gadgetron vendors for ammo. Because the less weapons you have, the more ammo you'll get for what you'll have.
Press the square button to die, and the X button to rise. Push the X button harder to rise more quickly.
Alright, well that's the swimming controls. Guess I didn't even explain that. Anyway, you may be wondering where I'm going. Nowhere important actually. This is just a side path in case you want some optional goodies. And look, they upgraded their enemies to shoot instead of just that simple little beam. So I guess this area is more of an introduction to the swimming controls than anything. I mean, if you, like I said, this place is optional. You can entirely just avoid going here. So, if you don't want to learn your swimming controls, do it somewhere else. I mean, there is another place on this planet that you'll find, but I don't want to tend to mess around in there anyway. Look at that, an oxygen bar. Just what every platformer needed around this time. I remember the days when Mario used to just breathe underwater. This is where Mario 64 came along and changed everything. I think we're actually already at the end of this little side path thing. Like just a few more areas out of here and we're done. I'm just being greedy here for bolts because, yeah. I mean, I collected a lot of things already in the Velden, but that didn't seem to do anything to make me afford a new weapon. So we're stuck with a bomb glove. But hey, look at this. A bunch of crates. So there is something you get from doing all this. I think we'll actually have enough by the time I leave to get that nifty new gun. Also, I didn't explain this, but bolt cranks here, just that part where you get to use your crank. Well, you'll crank something out, but you get to use your wrench for once for something that isn't killing enemies. With it, you'll just be able to crank it. If that hasn't been said enough. Basically, you just spin the analog stick around. Try to time it in time with, well, what Ratchet's position is. Anyway, that was the map, by the way. Hope you paused. Make sure to use one of those keys that frame advances for you if you want to actually be able to. Well, if you don't want to try to time it right. Anyway, here's actually one of the mandatory paths you have to go. It seems we're going through some water plant, I guess. Judging by the pistons and the more mechanical look we're going into. And yes, I'm pretty sure I just ignored getting the flamethrower, so I'm still using the wrench. This was recorded like months back. I'm probably already forgotten some of the mindset that I had. Look at this, a new nifty thing. Another thing that I'm pretty sure that's 3D platforms have. Actually though, not too often, wall kicking. Here it's, what's a thing? I actually don't know how many times you really use this, because I'm pretty sure you just use it very little. Yeah, I totally just got hit there and didn't get hurt. So yeah, that's something. And as you realize, the wrench is not very useful against these enemies. So already you have a strong option and a weak option. Your wrench here does some decent amount of damage, I guess, but surprisingly your bomb glove actually can carry you through most of the game on its own. Like if you want, you can just ignore a lot of the weapons and just go for anything that the game tells you to get. Like, there's only a few weapons I'd say you should probably get. Well, I'll expand on that later. So surprisingly, in the second area, there's no way to fall back to the beginning. Like, the previous area had this one pit where you could just fall straight back to where you started, wasting all your time. Here, there's none of that, apparently. So, they're forgiving, I guess. And well, we're about to come up to our first NPC.
Dad, blast it!
Look, plumber's crack.
What did you just say?
I said, look, the plumber's back.
All right, wise guy. Shouldn't you be on one of them escape transports?
Escape transports?
Newsflash, giant robots attacking! The escape transports are taking all the rich folks off this god-darn planet.
So why aren't you on one?
Socioeconomic disparity.
What?
He hasn't got enough bolts.
Working people have to wait for Captain Quark to save us.
Well, got anything worth a lot of bolts?
I got this thing. Shows two weirdos ditching their ship. It's got coordinates to a desert planet, too.
An infobot. Ratchet, we could use that.
Okay, here's a trend for this game. Paywalls. Get used to it.
Geronimo!
Did he just slide down a sewer pipe?
Mayday, mayday! This is the solar ship Radical. We seem to be under attack from the planet's surface.
Relax, kid. It looks like some sort of fireworks display. Probably in your honor.
Whoa! That was close! Ah!
Pipe down, I can't concentrate.
But we've been hit!
An unexpected detour. When we land, I'll see if I can scare up an exhibition for you.
We're not gonna live that long!
Kid, let's M-screen!
Eject! Eject!
Did you see that guy on the left? That was Skid McMarks.
Does he know Captain Quark?
I doubt it. He's a pro hoverboarder, always going off about how cool he is.
Looks like he's in trouble.
I'll say. I've never seen him look so freaked out.
Gadgetron Infobots give you coordinates for new planets. Now that you have the Infobot for planet Iridia, you'll need to find a ship to get there. To enter look-around mode, press and hold the L1 button.
Let me expand on that. So, it looks like you have to pay for other planets. But that's not all. This game, I'm pretty sure it's infamous for having so much in-game paywalls. Like, you thought today was bad, but imagine a game designed around it. Like, there's a reason this is like one of the few Ratchet Clank games that has the paywall thing. And this is why you need to be greedy like I am. Because if you aren't, you are not going to advance very far. You may not have realized it, but we can't go back to Velden after this. Like, a trend with these Ratchet Clank games is that you cannot go back to the first area you've been. So, Velden, good place to get some bolts. In fact, you should, because if you don't, you might run into that issue where you don't have enough bolts. So, if you want to know how many games there are with the paywall, I believe it's just 2. Just this and the next game. This game has it too much, and the next game has a bit of it. But by the third game, they pretty much eliminated it completely. Like, maybe you have to pay for some special feature bonus thing, but you don't need to pay anymore to, you know, advance the game. Like, you'll actually be able to get there by your own merit. Or actually, I guess a more accurate statement would be saying, I guess your, I don't know, dexterity or stubbornness to get to the end. I mean, the game practically gives out bolts to the enemies you kill, so this shouldn't be an issue later on. You might have just noticed there, but there's team killing here. Nice little detail. How it might come into play though is something else. I don't know. Oh, look at this little thing here. What's this, I wonder? Actually, that's be a question you should be asking. Because, I mean, obviously I've already played through this. And look at this, you can't get past here. Gee, I wonder what I might need later on. Whatever the case, that gives you a hint. This game will not be 100% completed on the first go. No siree. This is one of those games where you gotta do a tons of revisits if you ever want to beat it completely. Well, if you're wondering what that was meant to do, I guess it was meant to make a variety in the environment? I don't know. That was certainly just something they added in. Just to be dynamic, I guess. I mean, so far, it looks good for a trailer, I guess. I mean, this is only the beginning of the game. You can't be too exciting, otherwise you'll overwhelm the player. But then this causes the problem where then the old players come back and, well, oh, look at that. It's not too exciting. But I mean, I guess if they did make the beginning part exciting, it'd just become one of those games where everything feels artificial and like cutscenes, or like automated cutscenes stuff. Like, you know, later games and the next generation do. I mean, I'll assume you've seen it, provided you're not one of those people that are just secluded from the next generation stuff. I mean, think Uncharted, yes. That's a good example of artificial excitement. And look at that. Either there was nothing, the game had to summon something here, and look at that, a ship with barely animation going down. And still pretty weak enemies.
Don't hurt me, don't hurt me. Oh, what are you? Mercenaries? Torturers? Assassins? I'll tell you anything. Here, take my infobot. It's all I've got left.
Sir, we're not assassins.
Hold on, let's see what he's got.
Has this ever happened to you? Hi, I'm Captain Quark, and believe me, there's nothing worse than staring down a Blargian snagglebeast from the inside and knowing your equipment isn't functioning properly. That's why I come to Al's Robo Shack for all my electronic needs. Al has been the exclusive repair shop for my super electro gadgets since I was knee-high to a sand mouse. If Al can't fix it, it's not broke. Right, Al? You said it, pal! So if you're fighting crime, or just fighting grime, come to Al's Robo Shack in Metropolis for all your robotic repairs. Al's Robo Shack, it's Quarktastic!
Do you know what this means?
Yeah, Captain Quark is really sold out.
No, it means Captain Quark is on Metropolis. We could tell him about this invasion.
If we had a ship.
What? A ship? What? You're not going to torture me? Well, as planetary chairman, I could arrange for you to borrow our courier ship.
Cool.
You can count on us, sir.
Right. Thank you, your chairman shipliness.
Now that you have coordinates to 2 new planets, you can use your ship. Press the select button to bring up the map. Your ship is marked with a star.
Well, that's something we didn't have to pay for. Maybe I was a bit wrong with how certain stuff doesn't need to be paid. But I think I should say this a little more clearly. For the majority of the stuff you're gonna get, you are gonna need money. It just, the game's just generous with ships, I guess. So that's... I mean, technically the ship we got here, you never ride it in-game, but... whatever. Our first ship in game-wise and second ship plot-wise is right here. Which means we can finally get out of here because there's not a lot we can do here except maybe destroy the environment for more bolts. Well, yeah, enjoy the core of your ship. It's big, bulky, but it gets the job done, I guess. And every time you enter the ship, you get a little cutscene and go with it. And finally, you get your galactic map. You can, well, do anything. And look at that. All missions complete. See, we don't need to come back here. And in fact, tells us what we need to do and all the gold bolts. So anyway, yeah, that's it for part 1. See you next time for part 2, where we explore Iridia. Now, notyourusualZero, signing off.